bit longer savasana, like a good 15-minute savasana at the end. I think this rainy day and the current situation warrants just allowing us to melt, like rain on our mat into a yoga nidra. So that'll be the guided meditation going through the layers of the body and a visualization, relaxation. But that'll be at the end, and that's going to be around 15 to 20 minutes. So first, we'll do our practice of opening through yin, and we probably maybe feel a little tightness because there's so much going on. And even though we can find these blessings and gratitude in the day, and that's really important to do, and maybe even important to like start a practice of writing down, all of our lives are changed, and that means that it's more stressful, right? And maybe even stressful because we're probably living even with different people than we usually do, and everything's changed. So here on our mat, we can let go of that change and come back to, right, you can just pretend that you're in the studio in your normal Sunday morning and let go of everything else. And the good news is that you guys have done, I think everybody who's here has done Sunday morning a number of times, and you have that practice that you've already built up of stillness. So when we then come back to our practice, it's so much stronger because we've been doing it for so long, and we're able to find that connection within ourselves and let go, be rejuvenated after we come off of our mat. So let's start in a comfortable seated position. And Phoebe's already demonstrating how to relax, let go, just be. And she misses you guys so much. So go ahead and come to a comfortable seated position, letting your sits bones rest on the mat, the crown of your head rising. Just shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, and then let your shoulders drop down. And now roll your shoulders a little bit, let your neck relax, the shoulders. Open and close your jaw. And then come back to stillness. Find a little rest. Relax your legs. Soften your eyes. Let your eyes close softly. And feel a spaciousness in the skin between the eyebrows. Even go ahead and take your thumbs up to that area and just kind of massage that area up between the eyebrows. Yeah. And then relax your hands back down to your lap. Take a deep inhale. Now inhale a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. Hold this breath. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slowly exhaling through your nose. Let it all go. As if that hold was the situation we're in, and the exhale is letting go of it all, allowing it to float out the door, down the hallway, out into the yard, and be washed away by the rain. So soften your right leg and your left leg. Let your fingers relax, your arms. Just feel your breath flowing in and out. Maybe be aware of the sounds around you without any judgment. Just hear those sounds and then move on to the next sound. And now hear the space between those sounds and let that space grow wider. Allow the breath to be like waves caressing the body. Feel a softness to the breath. Allow everything else that is not you and your practice on your mat to be outside the door. Imagine that you're kind of building this bubble around yourself and your mat, that nothing else can enter. And you feel a sense of peace, a sense of I am, a sense of I am enough. And then with the breath, anchoring into that sense by inhaling up the length of the spine, I, and exhaling down the length of the spine, am, or bringing the Sanskrit to it, inhaling up, so, exhaling down, hum, so, hum, I am, and that's all that's needed. On your next inhale, inhale your arms slowly overhead. Let your arms just rise ever so slowly. Your hands come together overhead. And then you're going to rotate your hands out and just let them melt down towards the mat. Now rotate your palms to face up and inhale, draw your arms overhead. And exhale, rotate your palms up, let your hands slowly float down to the mat. Do one more breath like this, slowly, beautiful, inhaling overhead. Let this, take your time with it. Full breath, slowly releasing down. You're going to bring your hands together at heart center. Just take a couple of breaths here. Feel the hands touching and notice which hand is maybe more dominant, which hand is pressing harder than the other, and release that hand slightly. You're going to inhale your arms overhead, let your arms rise, and then exhale, twist to the right. Your right hand comes behind you, left hand across your body. Go ahead and soften your shoulders. Relax your jaw. Feel that spaciousness in the skin between the eyes. Imagine that your fingers are still there, opening that area. Breathe into the here and now. So notice if your mind is sort of creating this vision of the future, and let go of that, because the future will take care of itself. Come back to this moment in time here and identify what's real. Right? Yourself and your practice on your mat. Maybe those sounds around you, like I can hear a bird enjoying the rain. I can hear Phoebe snoring behind me and her warm little furry body. Pleasant smells in the room. And bring your hands back to heart center, twisting back to center. Again, evening the hands. If there's one pressing harder than the other, release that. Feel as if your shoulders just completely melt down, like they're that it can just drip down like paint dripping on a wall. Breathe in and out. You're going to inhale your arms overhead. Your arms slowly rise. Nice. And then twist to the left. Your left hand coming behind you. Right hand across your body. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale. Soften the shoulders. Allow the breath, right? That I am, the breath to flow in and out like soft waves, soft rain. Soften your right hand, soften your left hand. Let go of the mind. Allow the mind to rest. Tell it enough. Sink down into your heart. Let the mind be quiet. You're going to slowly twist back to center. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a breath here, inhaling up the length of the spine. So, exhaling, settling back down towards the sits bones. You're going to release your hands alongside you. We're going to do some side openings, so you could grab a bolster if you like. We're going to lean to the right. Just bring your left arm overhead. And instead of really trying to take any specific position, instead let your body melt entirely with gravity. So don't worry about what it looks like at all. Instead, breathe in and exhale, soften wherever you feel any sensation. So maybe breathing into your left hip. And then exhale, release the left hip. Maybe you can soften your eyes or your jaw. Again, the breath is still those waves of softness in and out. And don't let the mind tell you you need to do anything, you need to be anything, you need to be accomplishing anything. That's not true. Breathe into I am enough. And this stillness is exactly what you need right now. In the stillness, we can find the ability to let go, to come back to center, to be able to be present in our life. Soften any amount into the pose. Maybe you can let go a little bit more. What is that? How does that show up in your body? Like gravity melts you. You're going to come up to center and just slowly draping to the opposite side, melting into whatever position your body finds. Let go through your neck. Relax your right arm. It doesn't need to be in any certain position. Imagine that gravity's molding you like clay into whatever shape you need to be in. It's just going to emerge. Gravity's being creative. Relax your right hip, your right leg. Soften your eyes, your jaw. Breathe. Enjoy these breaths. Enjoy the quiet, right? You've practiced this stillness. So maybe you can come to stillness a little quicker. Maybe you can get a little bit more enjoyment out of your stillness. Let go of any urge to move. Just acknowledging that as a fluctuation of the mind. Let it keep floating by and be here. Notice how different it feels to hit the reset button. And maybe this is what's happening in our world, right? Maybe what comes out of this is a more conscious living. Maybe we can really appreciate the moments of our life coming out of this. So let our practice be our part of resetting. And it seems so appropriate that we have rain today to wash us free and allow us to be at ease. Right? A rainy day. And then slowly press up to center. And as you come to center, just roll your head gently, side to side, softly, wherever it feels nice. Let your head find that movement. Then you're going to take your hands to your knees and round your spine, curl your belly in, let your chin drop down to your chest. And hold here for a couple breaths. Breathe into the back of the neck, into your shoulders. Relaxing your head. Now you're going to inhale, open your heart forward, roll your shoulders gently down and back, and just hold here, breathing into this heart opening forward. Eyes are still soft, the jaw relaxed. We can let go, we can just be. And feel this collective just be, right? All of us finding stillness and just being. Isn't that a beautiful thing? So beautiful. Go ahead and come back to center. And you're slowly opening your eyes, taking your hands behind you. Bring your soles of your feet to the floor. And just let your knees fall side to side. So we're going to start today with our half butterfly, left leg long, right foot in towards your left leg. And you're going to fold forward over your left leg. So you can take any props you might like, because here we really want to melt into it. And sometimes the props can allow our body to release, right, and let go, and really allow the melting. So if you have a blanket or a bolster, you could, oh, beautiful. I love the props. Thank you to Katie for teaching us yesterday. Nice, everybody's grabbing something. And fold forward over your left leg. So this is beautiful. This bolster here is letting me melt. Rather than my muscles tightening, they're being able to relax into the melting. Send your breath into your left foot and let the left foot soften. Like, it's crazy. I let go there. There was tension there and I didn't know it. And relax your left knee. Breathe into your left hip, softening. Maybe notice the right side of your waist and send a breath into the right side of the waist. And a long, slow exhale. Letting go, surrendering into this present moment, into everything that the present moment has to offer you. Here in that bubble that you've created on your mat in your practice. Let go of everything else. Feel it shedding with each exhale. Breathe into your right shoulder and exhale, soften the right shoulder. And breathe into your left shoulder and exhale, softening the left shoulder. Notice if there's any little fidgeting that you're doing, right? If there's little movements, and see if you can let go of those movements. Yeah, really be still. How does that feel? So different and so good. Really be still. Really let go. Feel the collective group of our practice helping us to let go energetically, each releasing and envisioning all of that floating away from our community. Feel your breath. Doesn't this feel good to just be you? Right, you don't need any of the rest of that. See if you can lengthen your breath a little bit longer. Now slowly walking your hands back in towards your body. And you're just gonna bring your bolster off behind you on the mat, because you're gonna draw your left knee to your right foot. So your right leg is still bent, your left knee comes to your right foot, and you're gonna twist back behind you, laying onto your pillow behind you. Your forehead can come to the mat, or your right ear, or even your left ear. Probably right ear is more comfortable. And I want you to melt here. So I'm going to turn so you can hear me on the microphone. So let your chest soften over your pillow. Relaxing your eyes. Can you let go through the hips? Notice if, as you came into the twist, did you find any tension in the hips? And can you maybe send your breath down into the pelvis? And now slowly exhaling, relaxing through the pelvis, through the left hip, the right hip. Feel those waves of breath softening the body. Scanning your body from the soles of your feet to the crown of your head. Noticing where you can relax. Where there's any muscles that may still be contracting. Right? We have these layers of those contractions that we've stored in the body from stress, right? And especially during these times. So can we use this practice on Sunday to effectively shed all those little contractions, all that little stress that we've stored in our body? we're really kind of unaware of, but it's our physical response to whatever's going on around us. Breathe down into the lower back. And exhale, relax your lower back. Envision your spine, kind of envision that someone's drawing their hand softly up and down your spine, relaxing the back. And soft, the touch is gentle and warm. You're gonna slowly walk your hands back in towards your body. Come back to center, bring the soles of your feet to the floor, and let your knees fall side to side. Release. Kind of notice, my goodness, does it feel different than when you started and we didn't really do anything but do nothing? But maybe you feel a little better. I do. So now you're gonna bring your right leg long, your left leg is in towards your body, and you can grab your pillow again. Awesome. And fold forward over the right leg in half butterfly. And if you have any tenderness in your knees, you can always put a bolster or a block or something underneath your bent knee. So here we come to melt forward. And in yin, right, we find our expression of the pose. And then just commit to this expression. Like we may decide, oh, well, I really wanted to bend my left knee a little bit more, or I wanted to move my right foot, but maybe just stay in stillness instead and practice the stillness. If you're feeling pain, go ahead and make the adjustment. But if it's just those little constant thoughts, those constant fluctuations of the mind, breathe through that, because we actually have control and we don't always have to react to the mind. Sink down into your heart and enjoy the stillness and the deeper connection that comes with your being in the stillness. Breathe into your neck, soften the neck. Relax your right foot. Soften the back of the right leg. Relax your right hip. Let your chest straight down towards the bolster or the blanket or the pillow. Soften your right shoulder and your left shoulder. Your whole body melting. Feel a warmth of the body, like the sun is shining on your back and warming you up. Breathing into I am. I am enough. Everything is as it should be. Letting go of the need to control anything, and knowing that all we can do is be. And showing up here and just being together. We are creating a supportive environment for each other. And then for those that we encounter off our mat. Breathe into the back of your right leg. As you exhale, relax the back of the right leg. And your breath deepening. Another couple breaths here. Notice when your mind starts to say, oh, I think it's time to move on. And notice how we can repattern that. We can acknowledge it and then stay where we are, and how there's a peace beyond that urge. There's a peace in changing our patterns. And maybe that's what's happening for us all now in this world. You're going to very slowly walk your hands back in towards your body. And you're going to move your bolster up for deer, taking your right knee to the inside of your left foot. So your left knee is still bent. And you're going to twist to the left and lay back down onto your bolster. And again, your forehead can come to the bolster, or your left ear, or your right ear if you have a lot of flexibility in your spine. Probably the left ear feels most comfortable. And melt here. Can you just let go? Beginning with the heart, breathe into the heart and feel it open down towards the floor or your pillow. Soften your right shoulder, your left shoulder. Allow your right leg to melt onto the mat, letting go through the right foot, the right knee, up into your right hip. Breathing into your left foot, let your left foot relax. Up into your left knee, your left hip. Send a deep breath into the small of the back. And then slowly exhaling, release the small of the back. Relax your right arm, your left arm. And draw your attention to your spine. Imagine that somebody is just softly Stroking the spine up and down. Soft hand movements. It feels warm and gentle. Where can you let go? Hold here for another breath. You're gonna slowly walk your hands back in towards your body. And coming to center, bring the soles of your feet to the floor and let your knees fall side to side. So now we're going to come to a full straddle. You're going to let your legs open wide. You can take a blanket underneath your hips if you like, and you can really go ahead and pile up your pillows for folding forward. And here, because it's probably going to be a little bit harder to fold forward, so maybe you could even take, sometimes like a block onto the bolster, right, if you need this much to bring your head forward. So choose however much you need, and I'm sure you could disassemble your couch, right, or your bed. So go ahead and fold forward here. Yeah, nice. And letting go. So you might be feeling a little bit more sensation, right? This is a more challenging opening, but we built up to it, so it's okay. Send a breath into your right toes. Yeah, relax the right toes. Isn't that amazing how, you can relax the right toes, and you had no idea there was tension in the right toes, and you had no idea how that was creating tension up the right leg, but it's effective. So sometimes bringing a breath into an area that it's easier to relax can help us relax other surrounding areas. So sending a breath into your left toes. Yeah, relax the left toes. All 10 toes. They're soft. They're like having a little picnic. No stress. Send a breath into your right ankle. Soften the right ankle. Send a breath into your right calf as it folds onto the mat. Let it soften like a little puddle there. Send a breath into your right knee. Relax the right knee. Let the right kneecap release. You can envision relaxing the muscles above and below the right kneecap. Yeah. And just send your breath back down into those right toes. Notice if they need a little bit more breath. Now send your breath into your right inner thigh. Inhale and exhale. Maybe send another breath there. Yeah, relax the whole right leg. Send your breath down into your left toes again. Nice, beautiful stillness. Soften your left toes. And allow the breath to travel up to the left ankle. Relax the left ankle. Yes, relax the right ankle too. Ah, did you find some opening there? Did you let go? Breathe into the left calf. And exhale. Let it melt. Breathe into your left knee. Exhale, find softness. And breathe up into the left inner thigh. Let go through the left inner thigh. Send your breath back down into the left toes. Relax the left toes. Relax the right toes. Breathe into your heart. Feel your heart melting open. Be with your heart. Relax your shoulders. Soften your right arm and your left arm. Breath by breath here. And feel that warmth of the sun on the back, your neck, your spine. Be aware of the sensation that you're not alone in your practice. We're here together. A couple breaths here, really melting the entire body. And slowly, very slowly, walk your hands back in towards your body. Coming up to seated, you can put your bolster off to the side. And now this was a deep stretch, so I want you to come out really slow. Take your hands behind your knees and just really slowly draw them into center. Nice, and then take your hands behind you and just softening to the right, to the left. And then maybe take this into a little bit of, you can take it into some movements coming up to one side and up to the other if you like. So you're going to bring your legs around behind you and come to tabletop. I have a few more yin poses on our backs to do before our yoga nidra, but first I want you to take this opportunity to come to any movements that feel good for you. So like, maybe it's making our biscuits. I've been liking this one lately. Maybe it's rocking forward and back. Maybe it's moving side to side into each hip. So maybe you want to take, you know, a full vinyasa flow this morning, but decide what movements are going to feel good for you. Maybe don't even make it any specific movements. Take the names out, take the expectations out, and make it your own. How does it feel to just tune into whatever your body's asking you for? Yes, beautiful. Just another minute here. So good. So now when you've had enough of your movements, we're going to come to a supported bridge pose. So you can take a block or a stack of books or your pillow. It could be just your pillow if you like. These wooden blocks are hard, so I like to put a blanket on top of them because I have a really bony backside. So find something that's comfortable. So this feels really good for me. Like I do like it kind of high, and I like the cushion of the blanket. But everybody's going to be different. Maybe this might feel a little too high for some of you and you want to have just the blanket. So the blanket is, or the block is under your sacrum, not the small of the back. See, the small of my back is up here, which is not where the block is. The block is down more towards my feet, underneath my sacrum. And then your arms can be alongside you. You can have your palms up if you like. I personally like that because it rolls my shoulders open a little bit. Or you can have your palms down. And then your knees, you can have your legs long on the mat if you like, or you can have your soles of your feet on the floor. Your knees could bend in towards each other or be hip distance apart. I right now like the soles of my feet on the floor for more grounding. So I'm going to do that. And then just melt here. So feel your hips heavy on the mat, like let them actually rest on the mat. Instead of trying to hold your weight up, let your body let go. Send your breath down into your belly and down right way into your lower belly. And then exhaling, release the lower belly, release your ribs, release your chest. Now breathe into your right shoulder. And then exhale, let the right shoulder melt on the mat. Breathe into your left shoulder. Exhale, relax the left shoulder. Softening your right hand, your left hand. Opening your eyes, Relax your jaw, let your tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth. So it touches just behind where your teeth meet your gums. Now, let's relax the right toes again. Send a breath down into the right toes. Let them soften. And then send a breath down into the left toes and let the left toes soften. And just observe the rise and fall of your belly with your breath. Breathing. Breathe into your right palm. Imagine that the right palm is like catching this beautiful, warm sunlight. Feel the right palm filling with that sunlight as you breathe in. And as you exhale, that sunlight kind of sinks into the hand, into the fingers, into the wrists. And breathe into your left palm and envision that same warm sunlight in the left palm. Breathing it in. And as you exhale, that warm sunlight kind of melts into each of your fingers. Now your toes are soft. Your hands are warm and relaxed. And your breath continues to flow. Slowly press into the soles of your feet, raising your hips up off of the mat. And then just slide that block or blanket off to the side and gently release one vertebrae at a time down to the mat. Do a little curve in your lower back and draw your knees into your chest. Let yourself rock side to side. Now, our last pose before we come to our Yoga Nidra is fish pose. So for those of you who have blocks, you can do the T with the blocks, one under your shoulder blades and one underneath your head. Or if you just have a pillow, I'll show you with a bolster so that imagine this is your pillow or your blanket. You could roll up and you're just going to put this underneath your shoulder blades and then allow your arms to open. And if this is uncomfortable for your neck, you could bring a blanket underneath your neck, but I like this amount of opening myself. This feels good. So find whatever props. I'm just gonna check and see. Okay, everybody looks like they're good. They're finding some props to use for nice warrior fish pose. Awesome. So as you're in fish, breathe into your heart. Yes. Nice. Feel your heart opening. Right? We've I'm so happy as we've sunk out of our head and back into our body and into the heart. So breathe into the heart expansion here. And notice if there's any fear that arises here as you're expanding your heart. And without trying to chase that away, acknowledge it. Like it may be scary right now to allow the heart expansion. And it's okay. It's okay to feel fear. It's okay to be a little bit afraid. Just acknowledge that, and then begin your relaxation. Soften your right leg on the mat. Soften your left leg on the mat. Relax your right arm, your left arm. Release through the right side of the neck and through the left side of the neck. Send a breath down into your right toes. Let go. Send a breath down into your left toes. Now that warm sunlight, feel that warm sunlight in the heart. And breathe it in, completely filling up, drinking up that sunlight. And as you exhale, it just infiltrates your whole body. You're going to press into your arms and slowly rising. Bring your bolster off to the side, and you're going to find whatever props you'd like for Savasana, for the Yoga Nidra part of the practice. So you probably want a blanket on you unless it's really warm where you are, because your heart rate slows down. You can get a little chilly in Yoga Nidra, but find like the most comfortable position you can find for Yoga Nidra. Probably laying down in Savasana. I'm going to sit up because I'm going to be reading a guided meditation to you, but you can lay down and grab your blankets, grab your pillows, grab your eye pillows if you want one. Like, remember, Katie showed us how to just put a towel over your head if your eyes for an eye pillow if you want one. Grab your oils if you want some oils. I have a nice, beautiful candle with a nice scent right now. So for Yoga Nidra, we go through the different koshas, the different layers of the body in our relaxation, and you'll see my reading is around that. So I go through first the physical body, and then the breath, and then our emotions, and then into thoughts and beliefs, and then into our connection with our bliss body. So go ahead and inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Okay. So just begin to allow your body to melt onto the mat. Being aware of your presence in the mat, in that bubble in your practice. Your body on the floor, your body in stillness. And you're going to go ahead and bring a breath down into your left toes again. Soften the left toes. Up your left leg into your left hip and your left side body. Relaxing your left shoulder, down your left arm and into your left fingertips. Now send a breath back down into your right toes. And let this relaxation wash up your right leg into your right hip, your right side body, into your right shoulder, down your right arm, into your right fingertips. And softening the back of the body. Go ahead and soften your head against the mat, your hips against the mat, the backs of the legs against the mat, your heels. Now softening the front of the body, through your fronts of your legs, your belly, your face, your chest. Parts of the body, relaxing your right leg and your left leg, relaxing your torso and your right arm and your left arm and your head. And just become aware of your whole body melting on the mat. Your body is one. And then turning your attention to your breath, feel your breath flowing in through your nose, the sensations of the breath, the warmth or the coolness, the smoothness of the breath. Feel your breath in your throat and down into your lungs. And now becoming aware of sensations in the body. So feel the body as heavy as a rock. The entire body heavy on the mat. And then shift that sensation to lightness. And feel as if your body is as light as a feather on your mat, almost floating. And feel your body cold. You're cold, like you're standing on a mountaintop with snow and shivering. And now feel your body hot, like you're laying on a beach in the hot sand. There's heat all around you. You're sweating. And then releasing those sensations and notice any feelings or emotions. And just acknowledge them without trying to chase them away. And bring your attention to that space between your eyebrows where your thumbs were at the beginning of practice. Bringing your attention inward there to your intuition. And now imagine that it's very early morning. It's still dark and you're walking through hills, climbing up towards some mountains. You're alone. You're walking east, and if you look back, you can see a crescent-shaped moon low in the sky. Soon the sun will rise over the mountains ahead of you. Far below in a valley, the lights of a small town twinkle through an early morning mist. The track twists back and forth on the side of a steep slope. It winds between huge boulders and over bridges suspended across steep chasms. A gap between two hills gives a glimpse of a huge snow-covered mountain ahead. The pale blue sky behind it heralds the dawn. You climb up through snow. It makes a crunching sound as you break the surface and sink in. A glacier lies across your path, and there are creaks and groans of moving ice as you quickly move across. Near the top of the mountain, it becomes very cold. Wind howls around your body and snatches at your clothes. Snow and ice cling to your shoes. You reach the top and a magnificent scene reveals itself before your eyes. To the east, a vast range of snow-covered peaks and dark valleys. To the west, hills leading to rolling plains and the sea. Intensify your imagination and visualize this scene. See the sun rise like a golden ball in the east, scattering rays of golden light off snow that dazzles your eyes. Sweep your eyes around the sky. To the west, it's still gray. Above you, blue. In the east, a delicate pink as it nears the sun. Watch the sunlight strike the tops of mountains and move down their sides. Deep valleys emerge as the shadows retreat. You sit with legs crossed, seeing the dawn of a new day. Let yourself experience this for some time. Let your mind flow freely with this experience. Drawing your attention back to the third eye, to that space between your eyebrows, to your intuition. And saying to yourself 3 times, quietly, silently, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. Becoming aware of your breathing. Just the natural breath. Just sense your natural breath. Aware of relaxation. Aware of your entire physical body on the mat. You're aware of your arms and your legs. Become aware of where your body meets the floor. Back your head, shoulders, your hips, backs your legs. Be aware of the bubble of your practice on your mat, and then be aware of what's beyond that bubble, of the room that you're in, and maybe extending that awareness to beyond the room, to the house you're in, to the town you're in, to the state you're in, to the world. Lie here quietly for a few moments, keeping your eyes closed. And when you're ready, begin to allow small movements to emerge into your fingers and into your toes. And then draw your knees into your chest and roll to the side of your body. Now being mindful of this transition, take a few breaths here as long as you need. And then bringing this peace with you, slowly pressing up to a comfortable seated position. And then drawing your hands together at heart center. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at peace. And may you be free. And may those sensations and thoughts extend out to the world beyond us. Namaste. Thank you so much for